I did find a pick that I was pretty proud of, and I hope you guys didn't pick it. But, I think you'd have to be
I
pretty deranged to pick it, so I'm
oh,
excited to
okay.
share.
I don't know. I went through and like redid and kind of crossed off the ones I picked earlier. So this one I picked today is a little more straightforward. So I don't know.
I am
I,
genuinely
I
excited to
really
see where
I
this
really
goes.
hope we have a sexy merman.
Oh man,
Oh,
unfortunately,
Ooh.
Master of Babes isn't legendary, so
dang
yeah.
it. All right, is everybody ready? All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Hexproof Reward. We are on part three of our seven-part deck building series based on the seven deadly sins. This week, we are talking about lust. So we're going to go ahead and uh, name, who we would like to have as the commander. We have a couple of suggestions from social media, as viewers. We love having them join the wheel, the spin to win. Um, so we'll go ahead and Josh, when you think about lust in Magic the Gathering, what do you what comes to mind?
So I feel like lust is like maybe some might interpret it as like a desire. So you might be thinking of kind of like a theft deck and taking things, or lust is you could think of like a card which has like an maybe like a little bit of a like a sexually spicy sort of sub theme to it or something like that, or some like thirsty card art. Uh, Looking at you, Mark Poole in the 90s. But but yeah, so those are some of the general directions you think you could probably pull from whenever you're making your picks. So uh yeah, did you guys interpret it any differently, or are you guys kind of in the same field as me?
I kind of start off pretty similarly, but lust of power or lust for power, I want to throw in there if that's not exactly what you said, because that definitely guided a couple of my early picks that I may have changed.
Yeah, I mean like the Oxford dictionary has the as a noun a very strong sexual desire. So, but then I guess that desire can then be a passionate desire for something, which is like a lust for power. So that is also in the Oxford definition. So, yep, uh, both are applicable.
Yep. You can be horny for power too, I guess.
Keep that man away from a light socket.
What about you, Sam?
I mean, I kind of kept with the idea of the whole lustful situation for it, albeit
Hmm.
it's an expensive method, but what isn't anymore?
It's true. All right. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Josh, whether it be, a lust for playing other people's cards or, just kind of, you know, just seeing some cards across the way that you're like, "Oh man, that I'd like to have that." But I think
Auga.
for yeah, like the mask
Yeah.
when he's beating the for Cameron Diaz. Uh
What? Pause.
when he's when he's beating the table for Cameron Diaz and he
Uh,
turns into the dog and goes, "Oh,
Beating the table. You
yeah,
really need to
beating it.
enunciate.
yeah.
Yeah, beating the table. The table."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I think for my picks, I went your Mark Poole in the '90s way of what does the art look like, and I think you'll like one of my picks because I have two picks. I'm gonna narrow it down after I hear some of your guys' picks, but I say we go ahead and we will. Let me get the wheel up here. I'm not gonna. Um, Wheel of Names. Oh man, our stuff from last week is still on there. That's kind of interesting. So for we had two viewers on YouTube let us know who they would like to see for Lust. So local cryptid, um, thanks for letting us know. Said for Lust, Olivia Valderin comes to mind. She turns other creatures into vampires, and then she can take them and use them however she pleases. So we'll have Olivia Valderin on the list. So let me go ahead and copy and paste that into our board. And then we had a someone who'd like to remain anonymous, but if you go and watch the video, you can see their name on their comment. But Lusty Commander has to be Xavier Saul, Infested Captain. He does the most population, so um, I
Yeah,
I
well,
like that choice. I like that choice. So those are some of our viewer picks. Um, so let me close some ads. And Josh, who was your lusty pick?
Okay. I know I prefaced the theming for Lust, but then I completely jumped ship and I'm not applying either of them. I'm going for uh Kibo Uktabi Prince. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, the monkey noble. Okay. If you've ever heard anything about bonobos, you know. And yeah, that's a search history that you're gonna want to delete later, but those guys are uh uh let's say that they do some populating. Let's just say they get some population done. But I mean like he's just giving everyone the banana all game. He's like I mean it's pretty overt. So
Pretty
I
pervert.
yeah, so then uh
So what made you go with Kibo and monkeys instead of like Miss Bumbleflower and bunnies? Because I mean,
I,
bunnies
I
populate pretty quickly.
I
Just saying.
mean we're already fighting furry allegations. We don't need to go there, but we're but I just think I thought like in a natural like primal sort of way, like I was trying to think of like the naughtiest animals, and bonobos have quite the track record of just being absolutely perverted. So yeah, just that's the Animal Ch Planet special you do not want your parents to walk in on, I tell you that.
Perfect. Sam, let's move on from animals, maybe. I don't know who your choice is. Who's your choice? Who do you got?
well, how about we go
Whales? Oh
halvesies? We
my
can no,
gosh.
we can go halvesies, and we're gonna go with Sisters of Stone Death. We went
Oh,
mythology on
cool.
it.
Some Gorgon
Yeah, it's a little
action.
expensive, but you can, looking at a Gorgon, you pay the price.
I have never seen that before. That's fun. Is it Sisters of Stone Death? That's it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, you can anytime something blocks, you can exile, and then you can take stuff to exile to whoever took, blocked her. So there, where you're stealing stuff.
Nice. Okay. All right. It's on the list. Keith, who you got?
Yes.
Who you got?
I picked Sabsunin Luxa Embodied, a frog god, 6/6. We're 5 mana. So the art may be
Sexy frog.
inspired by an Egyptian fertility goddess. So that's good enough for me. Being kind of literal for this one.
I love it.
It is a sexy frog, though.
Yep. Sexy
Objectively.
frog god.
I heard I've heard about frog legs, but damn.
Um, so okay, all right. I had one choice, but I'm gonna go with my other choice because of what we've been choosing. I am gonna say Ian Convalescent Charmer, which is Tessagir the Golden Fang. But if you look at the art, it's Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park doing his
Uh,
nice little layback on the furniture there. So and the
Flaunting them pecs.
yeah, flexing the pecs. And if you read the flavor text, it's pretty good. So um, I will go ahead and add him.
Can I should we just read the flavor text or are we
Yeah,
gonna
go
get
for it. Read it.
copyrighted?
Read it. No, you read it. Go for it, buddy.
Like I'm always on the lookout for a future ex Mrs. Malcolm.
ooh,
All right. Are we ready? Ready to share the screen?
Yeah, let's spin that wheel.
spin that
All
wheel.
right. Let me get it up there. Boom. Share. Okay. Can everybody see it? Everybody good?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Oop, I messed that up. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go ahead and spin. Oh,
Ooh.
Huh,
we're going
it's so
Sisters of Stone Death.
yeah. You were dangerously close to Monkey Town, but if you almost made
There's
monkeys.
oh
Planet of the Apes.
for the monkeys, by the way, there's like a story in three parts. If you search Uktabi on like Scryfall, there's Uktabi orangutan, Uktabi Kong, and then the prince. And in Uktabi orangutan, probably one of the only magic card arts that has two animals porkin. So in that one, it's porkin, and Uktabi Kong, there's a pregnant monkey, and then Kibo Uktabi Prince has his own card, assuming he's the baby who popped out of there.
Wow, there are some layers I was not expecting. So those are facts that can be told, Keith. Nice job.
Yeah,
Anyway,
go ahead.
yeah, so yeah, we're taking the thunder away from the real champion here, which is Sisters of Stone. Sam, you wanna uh kind of whenever you were pitching this in your head, what direction were you thinking to take the deck?
Well, I was going simplistic, just going by the art of the card, but then when you start looking at it, um, your goal would be to have her constant either blocking or attacking. So always making sure that she's always being targeted on that sense. And yeah.
Oh, so
And
we can make her alluring and add every lure effect possible.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
That'd be
can
nice.
can you resist the Gorgon's gaze?
What do we want to name this deck, and then I can share and we can get to building.
Like is
I have lust for stones right now.
rock
Is what I
is rock hard a little crass?
Yeah, because we have to have the word lust in it. So far, we
Okay.
have is it pride or confidence for pride, and then greedy King Makar with car in quotes. So
Okay.
we kind of
Lust for the Stone Age.
sure.
I
All
don't know.
right, we can always change it later.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and get this set up, and then
I have a card I want to add immediately because it was one of my other picks. It's also a Gorgon. Gorgon.
Gorgonite. Okay.
Gorgon. Small soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
It is Aphelia. Aphelia. Viper Whisperer. She makes snakes with Death Touch.
Boom.
Ooh, 20 bucks. Damn.
$20 right off the jump.
Oh,
That's the cool anime art. That's your problem.
I want to go ahead and add a
true.
swamp and a forest just so we kind of get ahead
What?
of that before we.
All right. So we want Death Touch for sure in here. We want the lure effects.
Well, if since we already got a high value mana commander, why don't we go with the archetype of finality?
Finality.
Yeah.
What, what the heck?
It's a 6 mana Gorgon. It makes it to where you have Death
Oh,
Touch and
that's a card.
nobody else can have Death Touch.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Then how about do we want to start so there is just straight up lure, which is the
Yeah.
enchantment that's
Oh,
yeah.
for
Uh
sure.
then there's Nemesis Mask, which can has a lure effect.
Okay.
And then there's one of my favorite cards from uh Innistrad, Revenge of the Hunted, which is Miracle, which can be a very spicy sort of lure effect.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, then there is uh hmm,
Should we goad as well? Can we goad? Since we're
uh
gonna,
I don't, how much I don't know if
there's not going to be a lot
we
in
want to
those
spread the
we
love. No?
colors.
yeah,
Okay.
we would need some red to get a lot of the goat, unfortunately.
Okay.
There is hmm, let's see. How about
Ooh. So one of my other options was like a commander and a background. So I
Mm-hmm.
just found a cool background that might work for this. Agent of the Shadow Thieves. Commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent has more life than that player, put a 1/1 counter on this creature against death touch and indestructible until end of turn.
nice.
Nice.
Oh, I got a sorcery with another
Okay.
lure effect. Deadly Allure.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry if I think Keith might have said that. I might have just
Oh,
talked.
no, no, no.
Okay.
No, it wasn't on there.
Okay.
Not on there yet.
Um.
Okay.
How
Sam,
about? Okay.
Sam, you got something?
Kind of delving into what I have here.
Okay,
Well, he.
Josh, go ahead.
Yep. Then Lure of Prey.
Are you getting all of those?
Yeah.
All right, I was about to find some redundant ones too.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Then we can do. Uh, do we want more creatures with lure effects, or are we just trying to give our commander lure?
Um, we should throw in Creekwood Liege and buff her up a little bit, and you get a 1/1 token, but more of giving her +2/+2.
Okay. How are we?
Creekwood,
um,
CREA key wood.
Uh,
there we go. Okay, I have one real quick. It is Roar of Challenge. All creatures able to block. Da-da-da-da. And then I'm gonna look for some protection spells next.
um. So
Roar of Challenge.
yeah. So I think
Yeah, it's on there.
also just
Oh,
for the Gorgon
too
Flare.
fast.
How about Mirror Shield?
Mirror Shield. Oh, that's perfect. Look at the guy. Look at this guy using mythology.
Dang. That's big brain right there.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Infiltrator Lens. Since you're going to be guaranteed to have her being blocked, um, you get to draw 2 cards every time you do it.
Here, how about if you're like lusting, you're kind of like you're like watching. How about like Explorer Scope, and then that would also help us set up with lands.
Okay. Got it.
Then I did like Keith's idea. If you're gonna be like lusting after everything, you should probably bring some protection. So maybe like a snakeskin veil, and then some like spot
Yeah,
protection spells.
I'm gonna look for all the Snakeskin Veil clones.
Yeah, that. Then uh
There's a really good one that just came out, I'm pretty sure.
there's
The card Wanderlust.
Ooh.
it,
Okay.
but yeah, there's. Um,
Oh, never mind. That's next to go. Alesha's Legacy. Alesha apostrophe S Legacy.
Okay.
Mm, Fake Your Own Death. And Horrid Vigor. Now we got spells for days right now, right meow.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Then how about another equipment? I think you if you're gonna like hit the clubs in you should probably have some good boots. So get some let's get some snakes and boots. Just just new boot goofing around here, putting your best foot forward. But how about we have the split foot boots
Okay.
and
Boots.
and
You want lava spur boots?
yeah, let's do lava spur too. Because we're gonna be targeting her with a lot of the spells in our deck, so we don't think we necessarily want lightning greaves because that might we wouldn't be able to lure and stuff, so we'll leave those out.
I've got another good protection spell after that.
Okay.
It's called Overprotect, one word.
Alrighty.
And how about Collective Resistance? It's a nice modal card. We need more options in here other than protection. Need to start branching out a little
Oh,
bit.
how about like one that can also be a buff, like Tyvar's Stand?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then how about this? Let's start thinking of creatures. I think we need some mana dorks, and we can think of mana dorks kind of like simps, and they're like they're like they're like just there to like go help the sisters get on the field. So let's get just
Well,
get
I've
the
got one specifically for that if I can remember the name of it.
What about Undercity Eliminator? When it enters
Just
the battlefield, you may sacrifice an artifact or a creature. When you do, exile target creature and opponent controls.
hmm, okay.
let's
I've got two here. To fit the theme, Dryad of the Elysian Grove.
Okay, one second. Okay.
And then if we're worried about since we're trying to pump out numbers of mana, Nyx Bloom Ancient.
then
That'll help with casting her activate ability.
then
Okay.
there's Beast Caller uh Beast Caller Servant. He has a snake on him, so that was for a mana dork.
Okay.
Uh, then uh, then Fanatic of Ronus is a snake, so I feel like that could fit it.
Okay.
If I would say we probably should throw in Bloom Tender.
More dryads. Stupid, sexy
Druid.
dryads.
Uh,
Druids.
But
uh,
that would be able to help with the amount of mana symbols that you have and reduce mana that way.
then
I mean,
do we want go ahead?
no, green's good for ramp. Wouldn't hurt to have some of those.
Um, well, I know someone's going to be mad at me for saying this, maybe not here, but in the comment section. But Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger.
Pew, pew, pew.
Uh,
That's lustful.
too bad it's not Voice of Thirst.
Well, hunger, thirst, same thing.
Okay, that's a disgusting card. I hate it, but I can absolutely see why it's there.
I'm not proud of it.
How about uh how about we get some we could run kind of like a Love Hurts sort of like sub theme too with we already have Gorgons and Death Touch. We might as well get like Finn the Fangbearer and some of the Death Touch staples.
Well, if you want to go with Punishment of Lust too, you could go with Farika, the God of Affliction.
Oh, also Finn the
Ooh.
Fangbearer just got a Final Fantasy reprint. I don't know if those characters would fit better or not. Unfortunately, I'm not a Final Fantasy buff.
Well, some characters probably fit the bill.
What was your God of Affliction? What's
Pharika, Pharika.
Freaka in the sheets.
Sir. In a
okay?
sense that you're getting rid of their creatures, they get something in return.
All right. I have Gaze of the Gorgon. It is a regenerate spell, and it destroys creatures.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. What about our sub themes again?
Okay, do we still need a little protection for her?
Yeah.
Well,
We want fog and darkness. She can still block them. She won't take any damage. You can still get rid of them.
just imagine those sisters emerging from the fog.
So that
Let's
way, if let's say there's a huge field that she's going to be blocking, at least then you can prevent the damage. And if you got the mana, you can get rid of every single one of those being blocked.
Do we want a Spore Frog for Frog Prince?
Of
Oh,
course.
I like that. That's a little fun one.
Since Keith didn't get his, Fifth Leaf,
Yeah.
throw in a frog.
But
Consolation frog. I'll take it.
how about another way to give things death touch and kind of protection is Sarith the Viper Fang. It's a human warlock, but she's cosplaying Gorgon for sure.
Okay. What about Hithonia the Cruel? So it's a 6 cost legendary Gorgon with Death Touch, and then you can pay 6 and 2 black for Monstrosity 3. When it becomes monstrous, destroy all non-Gorgon creatures.
I dig it.
Hmm.
I have like a nice little board wipe option in there. How about we get a couple Vraskas up in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one would you like?
Uh, let's see. But uh, man, how about dude, let's get the actual creature, like the creature from
The Black
Outlaws.
Cocoon.
Yeah, the creature
Which
from the
one's that
Black
one?
Ruin. You would ask me. Let me find it real quick.
Vraska the Silencer.
Yeah, that's the one.
I had to look it up.
Okay. And then we have, if we wanted to, I don't know, some people think Liliana's kind of fun to look at. There is an Arisen Gorgon that has Death Touch as long as you control Liliana Planeswalker in case we want one of those in the deck later too.
And how about let's get the how about Vraska joins up?
Okay.
Then
Tiny
that
Bones?
uh uh,
Or
I'm just
Reaper of the
kidding. That was a
Wilds.
joke.
well, I was gonna say like
What is that?
Check out Reaper of the Wilds. I don't know if that would really. I don't know if that really works. It's a Gorgon, yeah, but it all entails with creatures dying.
well,
And in this sense, you don't want creatures dying per se. You want them to be exiled with her.
Well, do we want a Sir Conrad instead?
uh, yeah, it's like on the night. Yeah, I could see that. There's also I don't again, I'm not a Final Fantasy buff, but
Um,
he has a different character skin now too.
thinking of the
If that works better. I
Um,
don't know.
let me see.
Let's see.
trying to think their gloves, I think.
Ooh,
Is it
that's cool.
Conrad with a K?
Golbez.
Oh, cool. I
Um,
would like to point out real quick, we don't have much card draw or ramp at the moment.
So, how about the do we need like Phyrexian Arena and stuff like that? Love is a
Yeah.
battlefield.
well,
Pat
we have a couple
Benatar.
cards that we do have a couple cards that's able to generate simple 1/1 creatures. If you want to do that, there is a Apheliamancer that can generate creatures that help feed the altar.
Yeah, I feel like not. I'm I'm
How
not a smart man, but is Ophelia like a love interest in like Greek or?
Apheliamancer, I think, is somebody who deals with snakes.
Oh,
Okay, how do I
Ophelia,
spell that?
uh,
Yeah.
Ophelia, Apheliamancer.
Nope. That's
Oh,
not it.
Oh,
Ophelia is a prominent character in Shakespeare's tragedy Hamlet. I knew I heard that name
Oh,
somewhere, but I was brain farting all over the place.
How strong are most of our
Ophiomancer.
creatures?
Sorry, Ophiomancer.
Okay, how
Io?
do you spell it?
Ophio?
Yep, Ophio. Yep. That way, that's
Okay.
each upkeep too. So as long as you are
Oh,
constantly
cool.
sacrificing that to produce 1 mana for doing anything, you're always getting some.
Be back right after this.
Is there no more excitement in your game room? Are you having a hard time finishing your opponents? Sounds like you need to have a fling in your deck. Fling takes a creature on your board and turns it into intimate targeted damage. Your opponent won't be able to walk right after you rock them with damage equal to the power of your thickest creature. And a fling couldn't be easier. For one in a red, you could just sacrifice your boring old creature and finish the game with spontaneous spice and instant speed. You could even fling your angelic enforcer at your opponent so they can taste an angel's kiss of death with infinite damage. You don't even have to wait until your turn to pump your wall of blood and fling it at your opponents to finish them off. Real nice. So what's stopping you from trying a fling today? Your opponent's life is low, so have a fling in your deck.
Okay. I was gonna
Um,
say, as far as like green card draw, a lot of them are like, if a creature with power of 3 or greater, or 4 or greater comes in, draw a card. But most of our little guys are
What
little
about like
wimps.
Llanowar elves
Yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
or
Heck
like
yeah.
Bop?
Yeah.
Birds of Paradise. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir.
Uh, if you had a parrot, would it be on this shoulder or this shoulder?
Oh, I found a Deathcap Cultivator. He does one of each color.
We are up to 20 creatures. Just a heads up.
Yo.
how many
Okay.
cards total so far? Got 48.
48.
Um,
What about Cultivate?
Yep. Cultivate 3 visits. Um, what are the other staple cards? I'm not sure.
Um, Farseek?
Yeah, Farseek's good.
Yeah.
Uh, Rampant Growth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
There is a, let me see if I can find it. Let me look at one of my decks. My Finn the Fangbearer deck would be helpful.
um,
I have to.
how about just with using the uh Death Touch sub theme, there's the Run Frostfang. Uh,
That's filthy, even for my taste.
it's oh yeah, yes, you can do that. Yeah. Run.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I found a nice card. It's card draw. It's Shaper's Sanctuary. Apostrophe. Uh, yeah. So we're gonna be targeting our commander lot, giving her Death Touch, Indestructible, whatever. So some good repeatable card draw.
Do we want to expand the sphere? So look at the top 6 cards of your library, put up to 2 land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the battle of your library in a random order. If you put fewer than 2 lands on the battlefield this way, proliferate a number of times equal to the difference.
Yeah, that'll work.
Proliferate.
Yeah. Um, then how about we should we get a little bit of recursion in here?
Yeah.
How about like just like straight up reanimate?
Yeah. There's two or three in here so far, but more is definitely good.
Reanimate, then maybe victimize the sacrifice the dork to bring back our commander since she's so expensive.
Yeah, repeatedly casting her will be a bit of a pain
Yeah.
unless we have lots of dorks on ramp.
Ooh, then we have a bunch of gorgons and stuff. Uh there's the uh Patriarch's bidding can like bring back a whole block of creatures. So
Okay. We are at about 60 cards with only 2 lands.
Oh, wait a minute. I need to find a card. It's a good reanimator. 1 second.
Cobra Trap would be fun since we have snakes, but
uh, I
So far, what we have is
Oh,
constantly getting her out, attacking a lot. We might want something that gives everything +3/+3 and trample.
yeah.
I
Now
have.
we have two options. We can be filthy or it could be extra filthy.
Let's why not K no why why not both? No los dos.
Well, extra filthy we can do Triumph of the Hordes.
Uh let's
okay.
and then we can also do the
The other one,
uh,
it's not Stampede. What is it?
uh
What about, sorry to interrupt, but
That's
Blanchwood
fine.
Armor? Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control.
Hmm.
Well, if we do that, then we need Yavimaya Cradle.
we're not that isn't that card like which one's that one again?
That's the one all lands are Oris in addition to their types. It's not Gaia's Cradle.
Okay.
Oh,
We don't want that one.
I
Yeah.
have a reanimated card. It's a Vat of Rebirth.
That's a good one.
Are we using, hold on. Let's look and see.
That one's an
We
artifact.
are, I know. I'm just making sure that we're using both colors and not just, okay. We've got a good, okay. Sorry. I just didn't want us to just be using one color and
Well,
we got two.
Oh,
if
Overrun
we're
was the
gonna
one that we
be
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we're
I
gonna be
almost said
running
that too.
Yavimaya, why don't we run Urborg as well?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't it.
No.
Tomb of Yavimaya.
There we
There
go.
we go. That way, I don't know. If someone wants to be finicky with your lands, you can always have a swamp and a forest at any given time.
Yeah. It's a good call.
Oh, Badlands Revival. It is a recursion card. Also returns an extra permanent card.
Okay, we are at 65 cards with 2 lands pretty much so far.
Yeah, we need to
Uh,
add in some fancy
We
lands.
need
Ooh,
lands.
I have an
Well,
idea. How about
so
land was Restless Cottage. If the cottage is restless, don't come a knocking.
Okay.
we're not gonna do the same thing we've done before, are we?
Uh
Because if so, then we got to put a bayou in.
Okay.
wait, what's Bayou? That's really oh no.
It's the like OG duel.
Redoing that?
I mean, we don't have to. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's whatever. It's not, we're
Yeah,
not actually buying this deck. Somebody can
yeah,
replace it with another
Temple
card.
of Malady.
uh yeah, then ooh,
Uh,
oh, how about
Witch's Cottage.
yeah,
Another cottage.
yeah, then oh, Hissing Quagmire. Uh,
Giggity.
yeah.
Hold on.
Ooh,
Okay.
Takenuma is a good one. Ta Takenum. Yeah.
Ooh, I got one
Abandoned
that's
Mire. Yeah.
yeah. And then I have one that's snake themed. Slither Boar Pathway.
Ooh.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Command Beacon would be good.
Oh yeah, that's clever. I like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
anytime that if she gets way too expensive, you can pull her in.
Oh, Life from the Loam's really good, but it would only be good to like recur Command Beacon and maybe some other good land.
How many enchantments do we have? We want to throw. This will help with mana ramping. We need
Whoa, that
burgeoning.
looks crazy.
Burgeon.
Okay.
Oh, land wise, that's a dual modal. It's also an instant. It's revitalizing repast. It can also give a creature +1/+1 indestructible.
Oh, almost said that.
Um, I don't have the pathway for it. Do they even have that? Yeah, they do.
Dark Boar,
Is
Yeah,
that
Slither
Dark
Dark
Boar.
Boar.
Boar? Yep, we've
Yeah.
already
Is
got
that,
that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's the other one you just said.
The surveil land for it.
Yeah, we just need all black green lands. So Keith, can you work your
Yeah.
magic and find all black green lands?
Overgrown
Um,
tomb.
Woodland Cemetery, Overgrown Tomb, yeah.
You'd be able to fetch it. Or is that the shop
Un
one?
Undergrowth Stadium after that. Undergrowth Stadium. Um, Temple of Malady.
We've got it. Temple of Malady.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Lanawar Waste. Waste. Deathcap Glade.
Okay.
Necroblossom Snarl.
Okay.
Verdant
Tw
catacombs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good. We got a decent amount of those.
Yeah, I think we do just need some basic forests and swamps too
Yeah,
to
and
not be too silly.
some fetch stuff like a Terramorphic Expanse or Evolving Wilds or
I mean, yeah, we're two color and we do have a ton of what's uh the CMC for our commander again? Is
Eight
it
it's like
mana.
oh yeah,
8 mana? Is that like two green pips and two
Yep.
black?
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that is pretty harsh. Yeah, maybe an evolving wild and terramorphic expanse would be helpful. That's
Yeah, if you
pretty.
scroll down, you can see the ratio of color pips in the deck. I think 38-65. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you want it to be heavier in green,
Yeah.
if you are trying to get mana fixed, because
A lot of the green cards that we're using are the lures and protecting of her.
All right. Total lands, 30. Not bad.
31 with
we
We can
Lumos.
add, yeah, a few more. Just basics probably.
Okay.
yeah
You want to do two of each?
yeah
Mm, yeah.
yep.
Okay, so we're at seven of each basic.
Boom.
Yeah, we
We're
got
at
three other
97
cards.
cards.
Hmm.
Uh, let's uh let's see. Um, let's get some rocks.
Ooh,
Uh,
You could put the
Soul
two
Ring.
medallions in.
I was gonna say Soul Ring. Put a ring on it. Uh,
We can do Emerald Medallion and Jet Medallion, and that way
S-
everything's will cost one less or two less depending on the spell.
Do we have like opponent creature targeting?
Assassin's Trophy.
That's
we're at
100 right now.
100. We've got to
Uh,
get rid of stuff.
Uh,
I mean,
I feel
So
like
the
we need to
best of
get
us.
rid of some sorceries. It seems like we got too many sorceries. That's
uh,
just me.
I don't know. Are we actually at a good spot?
Yeah, I wish we could see a
I would
like a
vo-
tag
I
breakdown.
would say we could probably remove Triumph for the Hordes, but that would be a way to end the game.
So I would say because our creature types, we don't have a ton of Gorgons. I could concede that the Patriarch's Bidding might not be the best reanimation spell for this. So if we had to cut one, and it's a 5 cost, so if we wanted to cut that
Okay.
for something else, we could.
Okay, that's been cut. We're down to 99.
Then did we want more spot control, like something like an Assassin's Trophy or something like that? Because that has the Gorgon art on it, so I think that would be a pretty fun uh uh one to include.
Oh,
And
I
Lust for
found
Murder.
a
What
bit
do
of a hybrid card which could replace one of those game enders. This one draws a card for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Probably not great at the moment, but we're going to be stealing stuff with the commander. It says then creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So it could replace one of the big spells potentially.
Well, that
What
and
do
we
you
have an
guys
artifact
think?
that states whenever a creature's blocked, you may draw two cards. So, and if you're getting multiple creatures blocking them, each one triggers.
Thoughts?
Uh yeah, then
That's a May ability too. So,
um uh
All right.
I we could just I do think just like an extra closer, we could actually honestly close. We need one more card, right? We could
No, we're
include.
at 100.
we're at 100.
Okay. I'm feeling halfway decent about this deck, actually. I don't know about you guys. Is there like something that you guys were like, man, this why? Because like our theme is
If we
like
don't go with theme, I see we have nothing to add, but I feel like we need like a murder or something in there. But that's just if for interaction. But
Yeah, we mostly have a lot of like targeted-ish creature removal, but not much removal otherwise, as
uh
far as like artifacts or enchantments or anything like that.
uh I think
That's the only thing I'm like thinking about.
just like a
What
nat
themes
nat
would we say we've got so far?
death touch lure.
Okay.
Lure for sure.
Death touch is
Um,
not something we can pick. Let's see if
Huh.
lure's in there.
you
Nope. Nope.
can
How
type.
about Golgari? I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Uh
uh, theft, steal.
Uh, thieves, I
sure.
guess.
Mhm. Uh
I feel like zoo because we got uh snake people.
mhm. uh
There's a furry option. I feel like we have to pick that, but that's just me.
There's
I think
not.
yep.
Oh.
It's not a thing.
I think we're scaly at this point too,
You could.
if we're
I would
going
say
Big
through the
time.
kindred.
subclasses.
If
Yep.
we're running a lot of gorgons, so you could put kindred.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So then like
You
so
could put infect down because we have triumph for the hordes.
Okay.
uh
You got ramp,
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
fetch.
I don't think that's
I don't know
part
if
of it.
that's
Fetch.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know if fetch is on there.
stop trying to make fetch work.
Fetch always works.
Nope. Doesn't here.
Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
All right.
It's definitely not budget.
Sounds pretty good. Do we have a description that we're thinking?
just uh big pimpin' snake simpin'.
When you lust for the eyes, you turn to stone. I don't know.
Uh
Okay. And what bracket would we say we're in?
this is
Gotta
this is
be
I would
not
say a 3.
I would
Uh,
say like one or two,
I think
honestly.
we're
We've got
two.
too many game changers.
We've
Oh
got
wait,
one game
Are there game
changer, so that
changers?
makes us a 3.
You only have one?
what's the game
Do we have
changer?
crop
We've
rotation?
got one.
What's our game changer?
Vorinclex.
Oh,
Oh, we can, Foreign Klex, he's not remotely sexy. Oh
I
man.
only went off the name.
Yeah, uh,
Do we want to just get rid of him?
yeah, let's get rid of, let's crop him and let's find,
Get to
there's gotta be
bracket 2.
let's find another Gorgon. I think we need another Gorgon.
Or
Uh, uh,
Gorgon.
uh,
or ramp of maybe?
I say we need more Gorgons. We need more snake ladies. Uh,
Um, let me look. I had that
um,
pulled up earlier. Don't
Yeah,
have many
we've
options.
got quite a bit of ramp in here,
Ooh,
at least green.
I have
Um,
another one that could. Never mind. It deals with clues and it doesn't make multiple clues. Never mind.
um,
is this I can't tell if this that's a custom card. Man, that was about to be, uh,
Ooh, Reaper of the Wilds. Whenever another creature dies, scry 1. This could help us filter through our deck
yeah,
if
for
we're not.
sure. I like it.
as long as you're not profiting from her ability.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, I dig it. I like it.
I
Then,
mean, granted, we are going to give a lot of our creatures death touch, so if we're constantly attacking and having them block, and if you can't afford to pay for her ability, worst case scenario, just destroying creatures, and then yeah,
yeah, I'm here for it. Yeah, yeah, Reaper of the Wilds is a great pick. I gotta call Keith.
and it's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a it'll be and it's another Gorgon. I feel like we were a little weak on the Gorgons there.
We have an 89.46% chance of playing on the curve.
Heck, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
that's nice. Man.
All right, let's deal another hand, see what we've got. So we've got
That would
Who are
Mark
we?
play.
Dead.
We got some plays. Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Ooh,
Oh, our curve's pretty low, isn't it?
mhm. We have
it's
a
Not
gonna,
lot
bad.
of, I mean, like we have a lot of dorks.
man.
We have the simp dorks who can then pay
Okay, we
for
could
our
run. I don't know
commander.
if we could run with that.
Yeah, we could. I think.
That one we could probably run
Yeah,
if we got a
absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be
modal.
all right. It's hit or miss. It's like every
That's
other
looking
deck.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
make.
I dig
Those are
it.
some solid hands. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think someone could get it done with that hand.
Yeah, I'd
Think.
like to catch these hands. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I I'm happy with this. I think we did decent.
I like this one a
Yeah,
lot too.
that was a good one. Yeah, so I think we did a great job there.
I'm hoping someone else's, picks get chosen.
Yeah, I think you should just
That's
stop coming
crazy.
up
Yeah,
with
you're on a
picks
roll.
there, Sam. You're banned.
Yeah.
You're perma
Yes.
banned from
Man.
coming up with picks.
Yeah. You're on fire right now.
Literally
So
just building decks for Sam right now.
yeah, just it's the Sam show.
It's pretty cool.
Mhm. But yeah. So then kind of going back to the picks, like we can get this wheel pretty ridiculous, but if more people participate in the comment section of the YouTube videos, we will throw them on the wheel and you have a chance of inspiring our next episode. So
We
participate.
did have our very first comment on a Spotify episode,
Oh,
What? How
but
do you even do that?
it was a request for a commander for greed, and just so happens that the commander requested was the commander we built around. So it was
Wow.
kind of cool.
hey,
Pretty
Yeah,
But yeah,
cheeky.
hey,
yep.
let's pretend like I'm okay with pretending like they chose it. So
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah. Congratulations, Culver. Your commander was chosen for greed.
Yes.
Wow.
great minds think alike.
And you weren't even here, Sam.
And well,
Yeah.
things happen.
You don't even have to be here to win. That's wild. How does this
That's crazy.
happen?
I was being greedy.
Yeah, you're good.
Uh,
Yeah, so how does everyone feel about how we're doing so far. Everybody liking building decks and everything. I think we've got a pretty good response from these kind of episodes so far.
I think
Yeah.
one day we need to each one of us pick one of those decks, and we need to play against each other with them and
Oh,
see which
absolutely.
sin reigns supreme.
Yeah. Let's maybe even
Sin off.
group in like three more people and just play all seven at the one chaotic table.
That'd be
That'd be
funny.
that'd be yeah. But then like looking back at the old chart of sins, what sin are we building around next week?
Next week we have envy. So
Ooh.
that'll be a fun one.
I feel like, yeah, we won't discuss it, but I feel like we're gonna have some recursion stuff going on that one.
Yeah. So if you want to participate, you think there's a commander you want to see built around Envy, just comment below on our YouTube video and you will make it on the wheel.
Yeah. Let us know on YouTube. Reach out on Blue Sky, Instagram, anywhere.
Spotify, all
Um,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh, uh,
Spotify apparently. You can
yes.
comment on Spotify. So
Yeah. Heck
do
yeah, you
that.
can.
Yeah. Um, so with that, setting up for next week, does this episode resolve?
I think it resolves.
I think
Yes.
so.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week and see what we build next week.
Yeah.
Have a
Later.
fun pre-release time. Have fun with Final Fantasy. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you like what you heard, you can continue to listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also give us a follow on Instagram and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.